It's one of the hardest questions we face, one that echoes in our hearts during the toughest times. If God is good, why is there so much evil in the world? Why do innocent people suffer? Why do devastating things happen to the kindest souls? These aren't simple, easy questions to brush aside. They are deep. They are reale. And they challenge us to the core. Even people with the strongest faith find themselves wrestling with these very same thoughts. It is okay to us. It's human to wonder. But here's a perspective that might shift how we see it. The existence of evil doesn't necessarily prove that God is absent or uncaring. In a profound way, it actually proves that love and freedom are real, tangible forces in our universe. Think about it. When God created humanity, He gave us one of the most powerful and dangerous gifts imaginable. Free will. This is the ability to choose. We can choose to love, to be kind, to build up, or we can choose to hate, to be selfish, to tear down. Without the ability to choose, love wouldn't be genuine. It would just be robotic obedience. If you were programmed to say, "I love you," would those words have any meaning? No, because there was no choice involved. True love requires the freedom to reject it. Evil, then, is the tragic byproduct of that freedom being misused. It's the shadow cast by the light of choice. God didn't create evil, but He did create the conditions for genuine love. And that required allowing the possibility of its opposite. Imagine for a moment if God were to snap His fingers and eliminate all evil from the world. What would that actually look like? To get rid of every single act of selfishness, every lie, every moment of cruelty. He would have to remove our ability to choose those things. He would have to strip away our free will. And in doing so, He would also remove our capacity for genuine, chosen love. We would become puppets, and the world would be a stage of perfect but meaningless actions. The cost of love is the risk of pain. But this isn't where the story ends. This is where the hope begins. God is not a distant, detached observer watching our struggles from afar. This is the central message of the Christian faith. He didn't just give us the rules and then leave us to figure it out. He stepped into our world, into our pain, into our brokenness. Through Jesus, God Himself experienced the very evil that plagues us. He faced betrayal, injustice, physical agony, and the deepest kind of human suffering. The cross isn't a symbol of God's absence. It's the ultimate proof of His presence right in the middle of our pain. It shows that God doesn't ignore suffering. He enters into it, absorbs it, and ultimately transforms it. This is a truth that can be incredibly hard to hold on to when you're in the thick of a personal tragedy, when you're grieving a loss, battling an illness, or facing a betrayal. It's natural to feel abandoned and to question where God is in all of it. The intellectual answers can feel hollow when your heart is shattered. But this is where faith steps in, not as a blind leap, but as a deep-seated trust. It's the trust that even when we can't see the whole picture, God is at work weaving good from things that were intended for harm. Look at the stories throughout history, and even in our own lives. How many times have we seen pain forge incredible strength? How often does loss give birth to a deeper compassion for others? How many people have found their life's purpose rising from the ashes of their own brokenness? This is God's redemptive nature at work. He doesn't cause the pain, but He refuses to let it have the final say. He can take the most jagged, broken pieces of our lives and fit them together to create something beautiful and strong. A mosaic of grace. It's crucial to remember that our current reality is not the final chapter. Evil is powerful, yes, but it is also temporary. God's goodness, on the other hand, is eternal. There is a promise of a day when every wrong will finally be made right, a day when every tear will be wiped away, and every wound will be completely healed. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's the anchor of hope that holds us steady in the storm. Until that day comes, we are called to walk by faith, not by sight. That means trusting that His light is still shining even when we're surrounded by darkness. It means believing in His goodness, even when life feels anything but good. Because ultimately, God's goodness isn't proven by a life free from pain. If that were the case, none of us would ever believe. His goodness is proven by His unwavering presence right in the middle of it. It's proven by the strength He gives us to take one more step, the peace that surpasses our understanding, and the hope that flickers even in the darkest night. So when the world breaks your heart, when the questions feel too heavy to carry, remember His love remains unbroken. He's with you, He's for you, and He is working all things together for your good. Thank you so much for watching and for wrestling with these big questions with me. If this video resonated with you, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Take care.